All right, sports fans, today we are going to look at another autographed first edition book, and this one is by Debbie Harry. That's right, Blondie herself. Hi everybody, Beanmeister22 here, and let me first say, no, we're not going to work our way through my entire bookshelf of books. Nor will I be reviewing every single autographed book I have, but for this run of videos, I just took some of the more famous ones off my shelf, and that's the ones we're taking a look at. As mentioned, this is an autographed first edition book, and this is another of the books that I have not finished reading. In fact, I barely started reading this, and I started reading it months ago. No, this is not one of the books that I'm just reading a page here and a page there. I just set the book down. Haven't really been in the mood to finish reading it. Does that make sense? I don't really know what I was thinking when I picked up the book, other than, hey, Blondie's going to be here doing a book signing. Let's go check her out. And then I bought my book, and I got it signed, and then it went on my shelf. So after having it for a while, I decided, well, I probably should read it, or at least, browse through it. And yes, I started reading it, and it was fairly well written, or I should say it is fairly well written, and it's not exactly as risque as Elvira's book, because Cassandra Peterson, her book, like I said, it's a little on the spicy side. But there is the thought out there floating around that Debbie Harry's book might have more in common with that book by Tracy Lords. Whereas it's been alleged that her book is simply a rewriting of history. Allegedly. Because after hearing about the Debbie Harry Ted Bundy encounter, which has supposedly been debunked by finger quotes experts on the subject, and by Debbie's own admission, her life involved a certain amount of drug use, dare I say being an addict, because addicts go to rehab. It's not that I think this book is exactly fiction, but more along the lines of what she thought happened or how things appeared to her rather than how they may have actually happened. And really, that's good information to know, because if you're going to read a book, it's good to go into it knowing that there is a little bit of controversy and still a whole lot of questions about the validity of some statements. Allegedly. But either way, I intend to finish this book, but more importantly, or I should say most importantly, I have a book on my shelf signed by Blondie. And as I've mentioned in a previous video, on another topic, I prefer to remember Blondie how she was in the 80s, not how she is in her 80s. All right. So have you read this book? Have you seen this book? Were you a fan of Blondie? Are you a Deborah Harry fan? Leave your comments in the comment section. As always, thanks for watching.
Beanmeister22, the most dangerous man on YouTube.